North Korea has struck back at so-called military gangsters from South Korea and the United States by test firing not one but two ballistic missiles in the space of a few hours, including an apparent ICBM or intercontinental ballistic missile, which would mean more ICBM tests by the North in 2023 than in any single year to date. Before we get to the North's words, let's start with its actions. According to South Korea's Joint Chiefs of Staff, the North test-fired its suspected fifth ICBM of the year at 8:24 a.m., just hours after launching a short-range ballistic missile at 10:38 p.m. Sunday. You may remember that last week, South Korea was anticipating a North Korean ICBM test within this month, following much recent focus on the North's first successful spy satellite launch. As you can see, it's been 5 months since North Korea last test-fired an ICBM, following previous launches this year in February, March, April and July. The recent ones involved the North's most advanced Hwasong-18 ICBM, a particularly potent solid fuel missile that could pose a greater threat to the US. And there's little doubt that North Korea had the US and its allies in mind when firing these latest missiles. Shortly after firing the short-range ballistic missile, North Korea blamed military gangsters from the US and South Korea for the current spike in tensions and also accused them of trying to ignite a nuclear war. Even though the ICBM test was already anticipated last week, North Korea will have been further provoked by a joint statement released by Seoul and Washington over the weekend as they held the second session of their nuclear consultative group that was set up to respond to the North's rising nuclear threat. The statement warned that any nuclear attack against the US or its allies would be met with an overwhelming response and result in the end of North Korea's regime under Kim Jong-un. And then Sunday morning, South Korea's Navy confirmed that the USS Missouri, a nuclear-powered submarine, had arrived in South Korea with the plan to strengthen naval exchanges and cooperation with the United States and to bolster our combined defense posture. North Korea's also been upset by South Korea, the US and Japan better preparing for North Korean missile launches through the real-time sharing of related warning data. And South Korea's Joint Chiefs of Staff stated Monday that our military is maintaining a full readiness posture by closely sharing data on the North Korean ballistic missile with the United States and Japan.